Hello everyone and welcome to GoGodotJam 2, the keynote event. I hope you're having a nice time. I want to hear from you, so if you are in the chat, let me know. By the way, please tell me if you hear me, because I don't want to speak randomly and then find out, hey, we have a problem with the chat. So yeah, please let me know first if you can hear me, and then we can move on. By the way, let me know if you are hyped about this event, because I am. I've prepared this event for a couple of months now. It's been a crazy ride, and I'm super excited of what's to come. So yeah, it's good that you can hear me. By the way, I just read it. I want to ask you first, where are you watching from? Which country are you watching from right now? I'm curious to see where you are logging in from. And of course, I want to know if this time zone is right for you, because most of my events will be in this time frame. So yeah, that's that's nice. Okay, we do have USA, Germany, nice, England, nice, Greece. Yeah, I see mostly European. I hope we have from other continents as well. Nice, India, Brazil, nice, Canada, nice. For people that are outside of EU time, I mean, making time for this, it's wonderful. Nice, from Mars, yeah, it's awesome. What I want to say first, hey Seth, thanks for joining. I'm Adrian, for those of you who don't know, and I'll be your main host for this festival. And I want to give a small disclaimer, because I did a lot of live streams, and as you can see on my channel, if you're checking it out, and I never once did a live stream where I'm directly talking to you, the audience. So it's something new for me, and I've actually prepared some guidelines, just to make sure I won't mess it up. But I won't mess it up. But just to make sure that we can have a proper chat. By the way, I'll be checking all the time what you write in the chat, so you it will be a communication both ways. Nice. And I want to say something first, that actually someone discovered in the Discord server. By the way, we do have a Discord server. Link is down below. Leo Quadro mentioned something interesting, and he said this, that it's like this event is like an epic crossover, because we do have so many hosts from different Godot channels, and it's crazy to see everyone here. Of course, I could not get everyone, but we do have a big list of people. If you are interested in knowing which person will be your host for every single event, they appear in the events page and also in the hosts page. But you can click directly in the events page and you'll get directly linked to the host, and there you have more information about every single person, their YouTube channel, if they have a Discord server, if they have Twitter, and so on and so forth. I also want to point out that I'll be making a super important announcement in this video. And one spoiler alert, because I've already seen it in the chat, it's not gonna be the team. But I do think it's actually more interesting than the team itself. So yeah. Oh, thank you, John Sterling. Thank you. Yeah, I think also Godot is amazing. If I get enough thumbs up in the comments, I'll actually tell you my Godot story and how the Godot Jam came to be. But I want to say this first. We will have an important announcement later in this stream. That's one. And I want to tell you the summary of what we are going to discuss in this episode, in this first episode. So, of course, I'm going to talk a little about GoGodotJam, give you a small introduction, and tell you what exactly it is, what we are doing here, and a little more about the events and how they're going to unfold. Next is how we are going to get the most out of this event, because we have a lot of different ways you can interact with us. And I'm going to point out how you can contact us and how you can discuss with us, or how you can give feedback, and much more. Then we're going to discuss a little the schedule and the upcoming events. And if you checked the website, you'll notice that not all of the events are all set up already. And this is because I don't want to give you just the whole thing in one go. Also, we're going to discuss a little about the interviews. We have some awesome guests for this edition that I would like to share their stories with you. About the fundraiser that we are having. The fundraiser is for Godot, the creators, and this event, and of course for the prize pool. The prize pool will also get 10% out of it. This, and for those of you who are a little techies or more techies, I want to quickly point out about the scripts that power the jam, because there are a couple of them, and for some they might be interesting. Of course, I'll keep it lightweight, so you don't have to worry, because I won't show any code, but I'm just going to point out some cool stuff. And later we're going to have a Q&A session, and for this I've prepared a Google form where you can put your question. Of course, I'll be taking questions from the chat as well, but I'll be starting with the questions from the Google form. And this is going to be a trend, at least in my events. We're going to have a Google form with your questions for the interviewees and much more. Okay, so if that sounds interesting, let's get started. By the way, okay, Kyle, yeah, hi to see you. Yeah, it's good stuff on Discord. By the way, if you are donating if you're buying any of the packages for the fundraiser, it's down below. If you can see it here somewhere on the screen, I'm actually pointing it out. So here, so here is actually the price gets updated. Not exactly real time. I could have done that, but itch.io might have banned me for spamming their APIs. So it's actually 1 minute delayed. You can also see it on the Discord server, and you can also see it on the main page. On the Discord server, it's updated from 6 to 6 minutes. This is because it's a limitation from Discord bot to change the channel name. So this is also very important. So coming back a little to the team. Why is not the team announced in this event? Well, because the game jam hasn't started yet. So GoGodotJam has started. So this is the festival. The game jam will start on the 18th of November. So we have a little time for the team. Before the team, you can also gather a team in the Discord server, but you'll find out more about that later on. Let's start now with what is GoGodotJam and a small introduction, because I'm saying now it's not a jam, it's a festival. And then you might ask me, then why, Adrian, did you call it a jam? No, it's no brainer. Why did you call it a jam and then say it's not a jam, right? Well, it's because people are accustomed to this term, a jam. So it's much easier for people to get familiar with something if they know it already. But of course, I wanted to evolve into a much more bigger thing than a jam. So this is why I'm saying now it's not a jam, and I'm making effort to actually make this, to turn it around. How do we make people aware of this? Well, by promoting like crazy, by making videos, telling about this, and of course, with your help. So if you know anyone that might be interested in this event, please let them know. Please share it with your friends. If you see any message in social media, please like it, upvote it, or whatever that platform offers you to make it stand out of the other stuff that's posted there. One other important thing about the GoGodotJam is that it celebrates the Godot community. And what I mean by this is that we are trying to bring everyone together, be it the creators, you, the ones that are actually using the engine, that are making games with it, that are consuming the content, and also the makers of plugins, tools, the engine itself, and more. So it's an event that hopefully 2 times per year, it will try to bring as many people as possible from the Godot community so we can have one big community and celebrate it together. And this is actually what attracted me most from Godot. But it was not the first one, because initially I tried the engine, I posted a video, and then I was surprised to see how much support I get from this amazing community. And basically, kind of this is how the story of GoGodotJam starts, with me just getting so much good vibes out of this community that I felt like, okay, we need to do something about this. We need to make it bigger somehow. But of course, I do want it to evolve into an event that can actually support more people and help creators and Godot game developers, because there are a lot of people that are not visible right now in the big scene, and it kind of hurts me a little on the inside, because we have great artists, great game developers, great game designers that put their blood, sweat, and tears to make awesome games, and nobody knows about them. And it's a pain to see this happen. So Sasis says, one time I got disinterested in making games. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I think this is exactly why people, or one reason why people leave game development, because game development is hard. And if you don't get any good feedback, any positive feedback, or any acknowledgement for your work, then of course at some point you lose motivation in continuing this. And I want to ask you if you want to hear a secret marketing technique that you can use for your game. So I'll drink a little coffee while I'll check your answer in the comments. Okay, so nobody is interested in finding out about a secret marketing technique for game developers. That's curious. Well, I'm gonna proceed and give it to you, give the answer to you. Yes. So the secret marketing technique that some people do highlight these days, and it's actually not that secret, is the fact that you can promote your game on YouTube, and you can make devlogs, and you can make other types of videos, and boom, you get the community, and you get the game, and you are rich, and you can make a game dev life. So before I continue with that, I want to answer what's in the coffee. It's actually a decaffeinated coffee, because it's kind of late here, so I want to sleep as well. So yeah, I know, John. I know it's the stream delay. Unfortunately, this is how YouTube works. But I want to point out something about YouTube, because I've been doing YouTube for 1 year already. Actually, yeah, it's a little. Yeah, I did 1 year in the summer, so now it's a little more over than 1 year, and I found some interesting facts that actually kind of deny that strategy, that secret marketing strategy to help promote your game. So for starters, YouTube is an entertaining platform. So that means that in one way or another, you have to give people something that they can be entertained with. And if you make some tutorials or some different things, then your growth will be hindered by the YouTube algorithm, because in most cases it won't pick your tutorial. So for example, I have one clear example here, Brackies, which achieved 1 million subscribers in 7 years, and Danny, who achieved 2 million or at 1 million in 1 year, and now he's like 3 million, I think, because he did entertainment out of game development. So if you post this kind of content, then the growth will be small, and of course people will still find you, but you'll become like the Google of YouTube. So yeah, in case of Brackies, people don't actually need to subscribe to him, because they can just like search Brackies and then type the name. And of course, in our case, it would be GD Quest, like the equivalent out of Brackies, but at much lower scale. But yeah, his channel gets closer to that kind of feel. But if you post funny videos, if you post tutorials, if you post devlogs, people will come for different stuff to your channel, and then when you try to promote your game, they might not be interested because they came for a different reason. So that means that this secret marketing technique is not working properly. So as a bottom line, what I want to highlight here is that GoGodotJam aims, hopefully with this edition, but with the future editions as well, to provide a way to get in touch with Godot game developers and Godot creators, so that you can know about their work. And there is an example that I want to point out here, because I think his work is great, but totally under appreciated of its true value. It's actually one of our hosts. So I'm gonna prepare a share screen right now just to show you what I meant by this secret strategy. So let me quickly share my screen. I do hope I have the right share screen, otherwise you'll see a mess here. No, it's fine. It's fine. So it's Skinner Space. So if you don't know him, he is one of our hosts, and I don't think he actually knows he's getting featured right now. But I noticed him by this game called Brutal Castle, and he released it on itch.io, and of course, as you can see, the numbers of views, they're just very small. And I really like his artwork. I really like his art style and game, how it actually plays out. I think it's a nice small game. Of course, by the way, he sells it on itch.io. He doesn't know about this, but it would be nice to give him a small surprise, like getting the game, and then like, hey, wait a second, why do I got these many sales? But yeah, he wanted to release it on Steam, but he didn't have the money. So that means just $100. But this is one case. But if people like Skinner Space, like other people that struggle making games and they don't see any results, and it's not because they're not talented, they're super talented, it's just that they don't get noticed. And I hope that this event, not particularly this event, but in general, GoGodotJam, can promote all of these amazing people and their work. So if that sounds interesting, let me know. Okay, I want to move on to how you can get the most out of GoGodotJam. And for this, I've prepared a couple of different options. One of them is the main website. And as you can see, it does look like this. So this is the main website, and you'll find everything useful here. So of course, the price that gets updated, the funding for Godot that gets updated real time this time. You can also click participate, and you'll be provided the itch.io page. By the way, you have 145 people that have joined. That's awesome. And as a fun fact, some people actually asked about like if they can use Unity to make a game for this game jam, and of course you cannot use. So in case you're wondering, you cannot use Unity. And here, of course, we also have about information about the fundraiser that we are having and the merch that we are having, but more on that on their particular topics. By the way, if you're wondering what is this supporters page, all the people that bought any fundraiser package and they contacted me afterwards on Discord, they will receive a spot here. And if you get the gold one and the diamond one, you also get the possibility to add the link to your name. So that's interesting. And of course, you can find more social links here. Yeah, nice to hear that, Victor. Nice to hear that. I think we should support them because I see a lot of cases. By the way, I also have a video about someone quitting Steam because that person just got so many refunds and not so much support. And it's a pain because so much talent is wasted because of marketing. And I hope we can do the marketing for them and we can support them, because if we get enough people, then the algorithm will take note and and then you can hopefully put it on the first page, or I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the Jam page, and this is kind of the same what you'll get on the this is kind of what you're going to get on the itch.io page as well, but a little more detailed because you see the full dates here. So if you're interested in the full dates and how it's going to go from this point forward, then we'll have exactly this. Then we also have the rules, and these rules are hopefully perfectly mirrored from the ones in the other in the itch.io page. I want to quickly point out just a couple of them because some people got confused. So actually the music one was reworked, but it's important to note that you have to use music that you have legal rights to use it in your game. This is because we need safe music to stream, and we aim to stream, as in the previous edition, all the games that are submitted from you. So this is really important so that our streamers don't get their videos demonetized. Okay, moving on. The theme is actually gonna be announced on the 19th of 19th. 19th of, yeah, it's actually it's UTC 0, so make sure that you convert this to your local time. We had this problem in the previous category, so yeah, it's really important to do this. Okay, so I'm checking the chat. So as I said, I'll be checking the chat. So I'm checking the chat. How do you guys check for bogus submissions that is not made with Godot engine? No, we unfortunately we don't have any automation, but it's kind of obvious. I mean, if it's with Unity or if it's Unreal, we'll know for sure. And it's kind of easy. I mean, Godot does usually have only one executable, but now we are actually asking people to submit the web version. So you cannot submit a web version with Unreal, and Unity has actually capabilities of making web versions. So yeah. And one other fact, the last time that I talked with the Gotham.io CEO, we discussed about a possible fundraiser from their side. So if people that upload their games to GoGodotJam and also to their platform, Gotham.io, they will put out $5 for each for all the funding. So that means, yeah, if 100 games get out there, then yeah, we'll have a lot of more revenue for separating it to each individual category. So that's one thing to know. Of course, I'll promote this more, but I need to make sure that the offer is still available and it still stands. But yeah, if you put your game there on Gotham.io, then it needs to be in Godot. And also you can actually embed it in each. So you can actually do this kind of thing. You can upload it directly to Gotham, so you have only one game. and then you can go and embed it to the each page. So yeah, that's something to know. Okay, so now we can actually move forward again. By the way, if you have questions, please let me know. I'm always looking at the chat, so and this is, of course, I'll be answering questions at the end of this video. Also, we have the Discord server, which you already know. And this Discord server features a custom-made bot that, of course, has the usual role picker that any bot has. But other than this, it has also the event announcer. So it's an automated event announcing feature that if you pick the role announce me, you'll get notifications 12 hours prior to an event, 6 hours, 1 hour, and right when it starts. So if you don't want to miss any event, you can go to our Discord server and get the role announce me. Another stuff that's also a feature for the GoGodot bot, because that's how it's called, it's the team finder. And if you go to the looking for a team channel and you type exclamation mark dot start or exclamation mark begin, then you'll enter the find team mode, and this way you'll get a special role, you'll be highlighted, and people can find you if they input the exclamation mark find command. By the way, all of these commands are in a pin message, so you can check them out whenever you need them to. There's some invisible stuff which we're going to discuss in the scripts section, but yeah, the bot is actually special. So for those of you that actually have bought a package, you can get the role in the Discord server automatically. This is what I can say for now. Okay, so let's go to the schedule and the upcoming events, because I've got some surprises for you here, and the big announcement that that I'm going to make. So if that sounds interesting, yeah, let me know as well in the comments. So I'm switching back to screen share again. So this is the events page. This is where you'll see all the events that have happened and that will happen. And one small feature that I want to highlight here is the fact that, as you can see here, the date is automatically adjusted to my time zone. I live in Sweden, Stockholm. And for you, it's automatically adjusted by JavaScript. Only if you use an iPhone and use Safari, then for some reason it gives an invalid date. So in that case, you'll get the UTC-0 date instead. So you'd have to manually convert it. But in all the desktop browsers that we tested so far, and also on Safari for MacBook, works. So I don't know the reason. If someone is a JavaScript developer here, please let me know why do I get an invalid date for this thing on iOS and iPadOS Safari. Yeah, I'm curious. But regardless of this, all the events that are actually have a video, they'll be highlighted like this, and you can click directly to them. If you click on the name instead, you'll go to the hosts page and you can read about the creator, and you can also subscribe to their channel, follow them, or whatever else they have provided. And as you can see, not all the events are already wrapped up and and are posted, so we still have to post some. But we do have the events after the jam start time, so I'll cover them as we go. I don't want to give everything from the beginning just to make you more interested and have a secret stuff. But I do want to share about the interviews, because I think this time, I mean, the other time was quite solid as well. It was quite a rushed interview time, I'd say, but I still think it was quite solid. But this time, oh, nice to see you, Persephone. Yay, woo. I think this time we are actually having some awesome developers joining us for some great time together. So what I can announce right now is that we will be having 3 interviews with Godot game developers that have released games. And this is based on your feedback. So I want to thank you all that posted in the survey at the Game Jam end. And I'm checking all of your feedback. So if you want to give any feedback, good or bad, I'm also taking not the bad, I would say the one that is actually making it better. So yeah, 3 Godot game developers that have released games. Of course, before all of these interviews, I'm gonna post out a survey where you can put questions that I'll ask them. So if you're curious, actually some of them are already mentioned, so you can check them out. Yeah. By the way, yeah, Sosa I did fix some usability flaws. Not all of them, unfortunately. I think the white team, the bright team, I think it's a complex fix. So I won't be doing that. Yeah, constructive. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. Yeah, constructive feedback. Yeah, but yeah, I try to make sure that even hate feedback, if it has something useful in it, I'll take it into account. If it's just pure hate, I will dismiss it immediately because I don't want to take it inside and then feel bad about it. And then we will have interviews with Godot influencers and game developers. Some mentions here would be interviews with GoodGiss and GDQuest coming for the second round. And also, I invited a friend of mine who is game designer for AAA games. He's not working with Godot, but a lot of people here, I'm sure, they want to hear how is it like to work on AAA games and how is it like to be a game designer. And game designer is it's an area that it's actually engine independent, so you can take all of his advice and use it for your own. But yeah, we'll just leave it like this, and you'll have to join the interview for more information. And also, now for the big announcement, I did get confirmation that we will have the official Godot team joining for an interview. That means Remy and Juan joining for live interview. And I'm still thinking about it, and I might put a spin on it, but I'll keep you posted with that because I'm still thinking how I can pull this off. But yes, I think it's going to be amazing to have the Godot team joining the GoGodotJam. So yeah, exactly, Diver Fiction Salman is exactly the point. The question that you're asking right now is exactly the point that I have arrived at this moment, and that is the fundraiser and the t-shirts. And I want to point out where you can find them, and of course, what do they offer, and by contributing to any of them, how are you helping the event and who are you helping in the event? And I hope to be as transparent as possible. So I'm going back to the screen share. So for the t-shirts, of course, you do have the link down below in this video. In the description, there is merch section. But if you go to GoGodotJam.com, if you go to this page, then you'll see that on the top right, you have the merch button. And if you click this one, you'll be greeted by this page having 2 cool t-shirts. And by the way, we already sold a couple of them. I'm curious to know which one do you think it sold better? The white on the bright on dark background, or the dark on white background? So the bright edition or the dark edition? So yeah, leave a comment and tell me if it's the first t-shirt or the second one, because I'm curious, and then I'll tell you the answer. And meanwhile, I also want to give you a fun fact about these t-shirts. And this is why the first one is called the bright edition and the second is called the dark edition. Well, it's not about the t-shirt's color, it's about the logo's color. So actually this one that I'm wearing, you see the logo is bright. So this is why it's called bright edition. And the other one is the dark edition because, well, it's the dark logo on the bright background. So this is how it's actually wrote. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dark. So I think I think you're referring to the first one, but yes, all of the sales were for this t-shirt, though I love them both. So so I'll use both interchangeably in the videos, but in this case I do have this one. So yeah, this one actually got the most sales. And Bonfire does allow you to offer tips, and if you give tips, so if you buy a t-shirt and you give a tip, by the way, this is how I look in this one, and you can check how I look in the other one. So this is how how I look on this one. You'll actually see me on the next live streams with this one as well. But I want to point out that the revenue from the tips, of course, the net revenue after platform fees, after taxes like VAT and sales tax or whatever, 50% of that tip revenue will go to the Godot team, 25 to the Godot creators, and 25 to the event hosting. That's basically my company. But this is, everything is public, so you can see it and you can know where your money is going and who you are supporting by getting a t-shirt, by getting a tip, by buying the packs. By the way, and speaking about the fundraiser, so also the fundraiser is links down below, but you can also find it on the website here on top, fundraiser. By the way, it's a limited time, so it's only the time span of the event. After that, we're going to close it. This is because it needs to have a proper ending, and then to properly distribute all the money, and we distribute is going to be a lot of distribution involved. So I don't want to get afterwards like $10 and then try to distribute that. So it will be probably it will be run for the next one. But I want to mention here, 50% of the net revenue will go to the official Godot team, and I've discussed this with Remy as well, so they know about this. 40% go to the event organizers, content creators, and the people that help with this event, and 10% goes to the prize pool. And in the Discord server, you actually have a section, it's the top section, that you can see the price updated real time. Actually, 6 minutes delayed, but yeah, more or less real time. And if you're curious about this 40%, how it's actually split, that one, it's actually going to be split between the organizer of the event, that's my company, the hosts, and also the streamers. So you can go into depth for this one by buying any pack, and you'll find it in the README file. Yeah. Okay, so these are the packs, what you're getting with each, because you'll be getting something out of each, and we'll have more surprises. So this is actually not final. You might be getting something extra, but of course you'll be getting a small wallpaper pack and a thank you card. So this is included for everyone. If you got any goodies packs, you can just type in your email in a private message to GoGodotBot, and you'll get the role. By the way, if you got more packages, you'll get the higher role. So if you bought, for example, silver, and then you decided, okay, I'm gonna go diamond on this edition, then you'll actually receive the diamond role. And as I mentioned previously, if you send me a message, you'll also be highlighted on the main website, and of course you'll get a lot of traffic to that. So it's a good way to advertise for your game if you want to do that as well. So you can do that. Hi Matt. Hi, it's me, and hi Vlad as well. Nice to see you all here. It's good to have a lot of people and have a nice time together. But yeah, this is basically it with the fundraiser. If you have any additional questions, I'm here for you. I can answer any concerns that you have. And of course, I put also 1% to each, so they will be getting something because they're hosting everything, the jam and also the packs. So 1% goes to them. But yeah, this is something that's hidden because it's in the fees part. Okay. So now moving on to what powers GoGodotJam in terms of scripts. And I know for sure that some people here, like Kyle, really are curious about what makes everything run here. And I do have some interesting stuff. So of course there is the bot, which is a custom one made in Python. And if you're getting the gold or the diamond packs, you will actually get the source code for that bot. And it has some hidden features that you don't see right out of the bat. So those include the supporter roles, which if you put your email and it's a confirmed pay on each, then you'll get that role. If you also if you also see the bot updates the funds. And one fun fact about the funds is that Python, for some reason, in the function mat.seal floor, sometimes it gives you an answer and sometimes it gives you another answer, and it's kind of frustrating. But I don't have a fix right now, so the script runs from time to time. So actually from 1 minute to 1 minute. So when the price, when the funds get updated, so when the funds raised get updated, sometimes you might see that, for example, right now it's 297 for Godot, right? But then you might see 298 or 296. Well, the funds didn't get like taken back for some reason. They just were updated wrong by that function. So yeah, it's kind of silly, but I don't exactly know the problem, so I'm going to leave it at that one. The other one is, of course, the funds updater script, the one that I've been talking about. And yeah, it takes the information from each and it puts it on the website from where the main website gets it and the bot gets it as well. The nice script, the actual nice script that I'm really proud of is the packager script. And this script is also a Python script that I made to get into some folders and grab the information from there, in this case, the wallpapers and the README, and make the packs that you see as silver, gold, and diamond, pack them up in nice zip files, and then upload them to each via their service called Butler. So if I want to change something, for example, I want to add a new background, a new wallpaper, or I want to actually, if I update the GoGodot bot to upload to all at once, I just run one single line of script, and boom, it gets updated to everyone, and I don't have to do anything else. So it's amazing how a little programming can solve so many problems, so much additional work. So I'm thinking if I should put the packager as well in the packages, so to say. I mean, maybe, for example, if you are making a game and you want a quick way to upload it to each with one click, then this can work for your game as well. So yeah, it's a good thing. Next, we also have the test helper scripts. Yeah, I do have a lot of them. I do need them because the bot is still in works. So if you find any issue, and I can tell you a couple of them, so I won't because I want nobody to see them. But if you find any issue, please let me know. There is a suggestions page so I can fix them. And of course, I'll upload everything and you'll be able to access them as you go. And I think I wrapped up all the things that I wanted to discuss before we can move to the Q&A section of this video. And in the Q&A section of this video, I'm going to go first through the questions that you raised in the survey, and then move to the questions that you have in the chat. So if you have questions, please post them now in the chat because I'll go through through that. Okay, so let's move on to the survey, and I'm actually gonna say what, because it didn't had only the question, it also had some other stuff, and I think it's interesting to know what get people most excited about the upcoming GoGodotJam, which is not upcoming because it's here and it's right now. So let me take a quick sip and then I'll come back with the most excited things. No, excited. Where the most excitement for people comes from in this. Okay, so knowledge and game jam, and I think this is actually what summarizes the event as a whole. The video content from all the creators. And yeah, you can attend to this event and not join the game jam. And it's a possibility. You can just watch the events, and you can also sponsor them, by the way. And you can play the games, and that's it. Some people said the game jam itself. Actually, 3 people. So some people are just interested in the game jam. My thought is that they are already advanced and they don't need the events, because most events will be tutorials, tips and tricks, and other cool stuff. But they'll miss on the good stuff because of the interview with the Godot team and some other great interviews with game developers that achieved results. So they'll be missing a lot of good stuff, but yeah, it's their choice, and everyone can do whatever they want. They're free of that. And of course, learning new things, meeting new people, I think this is wonderful. We also have a Discord server, links down below. You can check it and you can join us. We have a lot of fun time. It just started, so it's not so much longer fun time, but from now on we'll proceed. By the way, I do expect your questions in the chat. If you're curious about anything related to GoGodotJam, please let me know. Okay, so moving on to the time zones that people like the most. Of course, the ones that voted, it's just 8 responses in total. So 70% said Central European time, 14% Pacific time, Pacific Standard Time, and Eastern Time, 14%. So if you're not able to see the events live, no problem. The main idea is to have them on YouTube so you can see, so you can actually participate later. But yeah, I was thinking about how to answer Leon X2. Do you need to join the jam to rate? And I think this is a good question. Yes, you do need. Only the participants and the creators can rate the games. This is, of course, to prevent spam and other annoying stuff, like someone creating a lot of accounts. Of course, you can do that. But if we find out, yeah, I mean, if something strange happens with a game, then we will check it for sure. Like if it's eligible for any prize, we will check it for sure. And if the votes are rigged in any way, it will be disqualified. We want fairness, and I think everyone can agree that we should enforce it, of course, when it's right. So it will be put to vote and it will be tested. So yeah, we will make sure before we disqualify if that case happens. Yeah, exactly. Sosa sees pointed out correctly. You can do anything you want as long as you use Godot as your game engine. So that's cool. Okay, what team do you expect it to be? And we get some answers here. But before of that, I'll actually respond to another question. So Florian asked, can we still vote if we fail to finish the game? Yes, you can vote. Well, whatever. If you joined the jam, then you can vote. So You're up for it? God of War versus Unreal 5. I I I'd say like I'm gonna give you an honest opinion, and some people here might be bothered with it. Yeah, I get your question, Technology Quest. Please don't spam it because I'm gonna answer it. So if I'd say it depends. It depends on what type of game you want to build. If you want to build a massive world and you want to have a lot of assets and like going to more like AAA quality, but mainly if you have like a massive world with massive height maps and a lot of cities and stuff like this, I would recommend Unreal 5. And not only because of the engine, because its capabilities, but also because of the asset store and the free asset packs and also the quick sell. And I think that's a better option. But on the other side, on the other part, I also think that most indie game developers cannot really achieve AAA quality. So it's kind of wasted time and resources. So if you're aiming for a smaller type of game, a 2D game, or even a 3D game when God of War Stable launches, I think Godot is the best option because with that engine power, it's not that important, but Godot is more flexible. And if you want to work in Linux, for example, or if you want to, I don't know, to benefit from the open source things that the engine provides, I think in this case, Godot beats any engine out there because it's open source, it has a community. I mean, you can say, okay, I want to make a big open scale world. I don't want to be bound by end user license agreement. You can go with O3DE, which is another game engine by Amazon, but that one doesn't have a community. And this is what we are trying to grow here, because even if you have the best tool for an engine, if it doesn't have the community that pushes out tutorials, content, if you don't have the game developers, then the tool is useless. And I think right now, some other game engines, which might be better than Godot, they're not better because they don't have the community. Recommending Diver asks, would you recommend Godot to learn programming for school kids? Definitely. I do recommend it 1000%. I do recommend it. I think learning Godot and also learning Python in parallel, because they are quite similar, the script, I think it's so nice to make this available for a lot of people. And one advantage is that we actually did had an interview with a teacher last time. We played some games of their students, and one advantage that Godot had over any other engine or any other big engine like Unreal or Unity is that it ran in browser, and a lot of schools do have only Chromebooks, and guess what, only Godot can be run on those. So yeah, I think it's really solid. Yeah. Okay, so what themes do people don't expect it to be? And some answers is something too much abstract or something about bananas. I'm gonna do a banana theme. No, I'm joking. We're actually gonna vote the theme in the hosts group. So I'm not the one that is gonna decide the theme. This is what happened the last time as well. And for the questions from the survey, in Brazilian time, when the events will happen. So if you go to the web page, as I mentioned before, you will see the events already converted in your local time zone if you have JavaScript enabled. If you don't have JavaScript enabled, it will be UTC 0. And in this case, you'll have to put that time UTC 0 to your local time, and you'd have to convert it yourself. If you don't want to stress about it, just join the Discord server. Just join the Discord server. I saw the banana. And get the role, announce me. and you won't have to be bothered by any conversion or any website or anything, because you'll get automated updates when events happen. So that simplifies your life. I would say. Yeah, I think this event, I've been thinking about this event a lot, and if I would have one word to describe it, how would I envision it perfectly? It would be empowerment. I wanted to empower people to get noticed for their skills, to show off their work or their channels where they put a lot of time and effort and money, probably in some way they do put money, um, to be noticed by other people. And I can say from my own experience here, it's so hard and it's heartbreaking when you put stuff out there and nobody cares, but not because nobody cares. That's how you feel, that nobody cares, is because you have such a small reach that you cannot reach the people that care. And my hope is that through GoGodotJam, we can support in, I think at least in marketing way, if not in a financial way. I do strongly feel that in the next editions we will be able to help them financially as well, to support Godot game developers, to support Godot content creators, because I've been looking at GD Quest's Kickstarter, and by the way, it's an awesome Kickstarter. I mean, he managed to raise over 100,000 US dollars, so that's super great. And he has a business to run and has people to pay. He has obligations for them, and he also provides a lot of content. But on the other side, we need more content creators that create courses, for example. And one example here is Reuse. He also had a Kickstarter and it failed. And it breaks my heart to see that people that struggle but cannot succeed because they are so small, and it's just, I want them to succeed and I want to see the whole community succeed, and we can do it together. And this is only one way to do it, but I'll do my best to make sure that those people get noticed, and when they put out their Kickstarter or when they put out their game, they can actually follow their passion and their dreams, and we can benefit from their work, either by playing it or by learning from it or by just enjoying it. So this is also the answer to a question: what happens if Godot gets funding like Blender and it no longer needs a fundraiser? Would the fundraiser for GoGodotJam disappear? No, it won't disappear. It would probably diminish almost entirely the support for Godot, when Godot will have support from big companies, and focus that funds on people like you that make a game and don't have time or money to promote it, or don't have time or don't have money to just make on it. I'm just wondering what 10,000 US dollars would do for a small creator or a small game developer. It might be life-changing. It might be life-changing. And if you host a big event, making up small pools out of these numbers is not such a big thing. And I think we can help them. Of course, not everyone, but if we try to help as many as possible, and in each iteration help different people, then we'll have a much more diverse community, and it would reach its full potential. So I would say the main purpose of GoGodotJam is empowerment. So if you want to support this edition, it's great. A lot of creators will benefit from it. Also, it will support the next edition. I put my full time into preparing this one. So of course, it will also support me into putting my full time to make the next one and make sure that it's even bigger. So yeah, consider supporting it in any way. So it doesn't mean that you have to go and just throw in money. You can also throw in shares, likes, and make sure that everyone knows about this event, because it's hard even for us to promote it and reach a lot of people. So it's all about reach, and I think if we focus our efforts into one thing and then we can distribute it to many other small creators, then the community overall will become much more bigger and much more stable, and we'll have more plugins, more tools, more games, so that when Technology Quest asks why there are no AAA game studios using Godot, then we can say not only Sonic Colors Ultimate uses Godot, but also other companies, because we do have an ecosystem, like some companies that provide support, others that provide tools, and others that provide, I don't know, third-party solutions like Gotham.io or other platforms. But all of this is possible only by joining forces. And the only place where this is possible is in Godot community. Because I think it's also a personal opinion that Unity community is a little toxic, if not a lot of toxic. So just try posting it on something on their Reddit, and you'll see what I'm saying. I tried it, so I wouldn't go there. I think this is the best community that we need to support. So yes, if you are with me, let me know in the comment section. But this is the whole idea. So yeah, I'm gonna take another sip. By the way, we have almost $300 for Godot. I'm just checking my screen. Yeah, I think Likan, I think you're right. I think right now Godot does need a little push in terms of money, and we can offer a bridge for them, so they can get the support they need to not let go of their team members or part of their team members, because if they do that, and also have a video on that, I think it's called might be something with the funds, when Juan announced they're running out of funds and they might have to cut some contracts down. I think that will put like a strong handbrake. So if you're on the highway, you're with a high speed and you pull the handbrake fast, what happens is that you'll get a massive slowdown, and it will kill all of your forward movement, and then you have to start again from 0, from 1, from 2. So there are a lot of steps that they need to do again, just because they could not afford to bridge this gap. So I do hope that this event can raise some money for them, that they can bridge it, and they don't put a hold, because otherwise what they're going to do is just release Godot 4.0. As Likan said, Godot 4.0 is great, but it's they took out a lot of features from Godot 4.0, so they need 4.1 or more, and we need to give them the support so they can release 4.1 and more. So it's really important for this as well. Okay, if you have any other question, and I'm also gonna check quickly the Discord server, making sure that by the way, I just noticed that it changed from 297 to 296 and back, and that's the error that I mentioned with the mat function, that it uses the floor thing. So Leon asks, since Godot is open source, is it possible to edit the engine for your needs? Yes, 100% you can do that. Gotham.io actually uses a modified Godot version. They are not running the official one. They use a modified one because they do need some other special features in it. So yeah, you can do that as well. So it's I think that's a strong plus. And I see one other thing that a lot of people don't mind right now, but are starting to mind, and that is another concern that you actually get exposed to, and that is privacy and telemetry. So if you don't know what that means, if you open Unity or Unreal Engine, they collect a ton of data for you. They collect like crazy, basically, the data that you send them. So they actually, you send them without your knowing. Of course, if you check their terms, you'll find out about that data. And right now, let's say it's not such a big deal, but I do think it is, because our data is really important and privacy right now is super important. So if you, for example, even if you check, if you put your email in the direct message to the GoGodot bot, it will inform you that you should delete it after you receive your role. And I don't have access to all of those direct messages with the bot, but in case somebody does, well, the email is deleted because the bot told you to delete it. Hopefully you deleted it, because otherwise, yeah, who knows what Discord servers does with that direct messages. But I do actually really care about privacy. And with Windows 11, the same thing. They have a lot of telemetry. So yeah, please be mindful of your privacy in your data. What are you sharing? And I think Facebook's rebranding and their new direction, I think it's a bad joke. I seriously think it's a bad joke. I mean, putting that headset on and logging into your Facebook, they can actually detect your fitness level. So based on how you move and how you do stuff, they can detect if you're skinny, if you're fat, how is your condition. They can detect, they can even scan your room. They get so much information, and they want to scan your room with VR, with AR, with everything. It's just crazy. So right now I'm using Windows 10, but I'm also using macOS. I do trust Apple more than Microsoft, just because I think you pay more money and they don't collect that much data, because instead of selling your data, you pay more money. So I do think that. But I'm considering switching to Linux eventually. Right now my workflows are kind of dependent on Windows or Mac OS, so that's kind of why I don't want to switch. And also I'm a gamer, so that I'm looking forward for Steam Deck. I also have a video about Steam Deck, but I'm looking forward, and I think it will be a game changer for gaming on Linux. And I think that would be my first step in making a Linux change, if not yeah. Yeah, that's great to hear that you are on Linux. And actually a lot of Godot creators are on Linux. and um, their workflow was made possible by Godot to actually make their game. So for example, you cannot really run Unreal in Linux, and you cannot really use Unity in Linux. I think their support is decent or not so good. So kind of Godot is the only way to go if you're going for Linux. And I do think of a way how I can transition, but it would be a couple of years transition for that. But yeah, one other thing that I want to point out is the new Steam Deck, which I think it will be a game changer for Godot in general. I think it will make it possible so that we do have a mobile platform or a console that we can publish games on quite easily. And yeah, Facebook is like a basic version of Westworld. Yeah, might be true. So I think, yeah, the Steam Deck is a game changer for Godot, especially. But yeah, it might be that it's just the tip of the iceberg that will be uh, making more people to join the Godot ecosystem. And by the way, through my talks with people, a lot of people actually switched from Godot to Unity. So I'm curious if there is anyone in the chat that switched from Godot to Unity. My bad, to Unity, from Unity to Godot. And I also switched myself. I used Unity for like 8 years, like 8 years in total, 6 years professionally. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But I made the switch, and I'm not looking back because of several reasons. I might go if I would like to make a huge game like with massive terrains and stuff. I would not use Godot right now. I would use Unreal, but not Unity. So, but I don't give it hate. I just don't like their new direction, and I think Godot is just better. And yeah, it's lightweight and it's not bloated, and a lot of stuff that you can actually benefit from it. So, with that said, let's find out if you have any other questions, because we are closing soon. So let me know if you have any other questions. Okay, so HideMath switched from Unity to Godot. Total switched. Seth, by the way, Seth, really appreciate your support. You're on the first page of GoGodotJam. Really appreciate it. Technology Quest, my fear is, will O3D best Godot? I mean, O3D might make better 3D games than Godot. I think the major problem with O3DE is that the community is not existent. And that means you have 0 tutorials or fewer tutorials, and people complain about Godot not having tutorials. And through this event, we are leaving a trail of tutorials. So through each event, we are putting more and more and more tutorials every single time, so that people won't complain, but Godot doesn't have tutorials, because, wait a second, we do have tutorials now. So I would say even if O3D is better in technicalities, if you're not an expert programmer, and even if you're an expert programmer, if you don't know exactly what you're looking for or don't have the proper documentation or the proper support, then it's kind of a useless tool. So an engine is basically a combination of its capabilities, and also about its community and its support. And this is why still Unity attracts a lot of people, because it has so much support. Like every single day they release how to get started with Unity on YouTube, and we just need to make sure that GoGodotJam releases a lot of tutorials every single time, so that we can keep up until yeah, it just blows, and it will blow up soon. Okay, so Xerolf switched from Unreal to Godot. Yeah, I think it's better. I tried Unreal as well. I think it's a solid engine. Yeah, Lucy Levin says sometimes Godot does kind of feel like a cult. Yeah, I think it's the community, in the community, how it's built. It feels much more tight, and it's not so toxic or toxic at all. And yeah, it sometimes, yeah, it feels like it's a cult, but it's not. Hopefully. Yeah, and it's also from Lucy Levin. It's a good point, using Unity or Godot for the task that it's best for the engine, and Godot doesn't do all of them. But I would rather just don't do those specific tasks at all. if it means switching to Unity, I'd rather do them in Unreal, just as a thought. Yeah, Sosa sees my 11 Unity games were pretty bad. Yeah, but I mean, if your first games were in Unity, I mean your experience also improved with time. So it's also Godot is a little different, but yeah, it's also your experience. So it's we cannot put it on Godot. So yeah, exactly. Technology Quest. Yeah, yeah, and we can point a lot of really solid games that don't have AAA graphics and worked well because it's all about, I'd say, the aesthetics, not the graphic, not the how it looks, how it exactly looks. Maybe like if it has like a high poly model or a pixel art, it's how it feels. Yeah, like I said about O3D, it will take at least 6 years. So it will take at least 6 years if they have the community on its way. But if no one is getting interested in it, then it will take forever. Like the world needs more tutorials of Godot 3D. Yeah, Lucas, I think so, and we will have 3D tutorials for Godot. Frodo said, yeah, Unity was too heavy. Yeah, it's also heavier than Godot, and Unreal is even heavy than that. Amandeep said, should beginners choose Godot or not? Yeah, you should choose Godot. I think choosing Godot and sticking to GoGodotJam, you learn a lot of stuff in this. Yeah, also play first for. Yeah, they're not converting anyone, you know. No, not converting. Leo, nice to have you here. Yeah, I was really impressed by your message. So by that epic crossover message. So Spoon Sweet said, "Happy I could catch the stream. Well done for hosting round two." Yeah, nice. Yeah, super. That's great to have you here. And yeah, the logo was and if you check this logo design book, it's actually I did not use it, but I took inspiration from it, and in the end, I just commissioned it. So, but it's nice to have one here because it makes me look like yeah, I did it myself. Yeah, I think Amandeep got the answer. Spoon Sweet. I really look forward to the game jam. Yeah, yeah. I also look forward for the game jam. And last time we had some amazing games, and I'm really looking forward for people can achieve with Godot this time around. Maybe we'll see some Godot 4 games. I don't know. Leon X2, got to go. Thanks for explanations. Good luck. Yeah. See you, Leon. Thanks for joining the stream. Lucas, I'm kind of beginner to game development, but not by coding, and I already made 4 games on Godot. Yeah, it's quite simple. There are tutorials. You can check Heartbeast or GD Quest, and also the content creators that we have. They have also tutorials, and they're awesome people. Yeah. Paul Hawker, I purchased one of the gold packages. How long does it take to show up on Discord? On Discord, first, thank you a lot for supporting the event. Second, it will take on Discord 6 minutes. It should take 1 minute for the others, like for the website, for my here you see like that one should change. So it should add for Godot. I think around like 25. Probably not that because you also HIO percent. So it will be around like $20 added to that number. So be sure to look at that one. Okay. Michael, maybe someone should check the common Unity tutorials and translate to Godot. Yeah. Yeah, that's an option. Technology Quest, yes, we do have Discord. It's in the links down below. You can also get it on our webpage, GoGodotJam.com. And if you scroll down, you have the links to all of our social media. Lucas, all the lives will be recorded. Yes, automatically by YouTube. And You can rewatch them. You can find them first. You can find them by checking the events page in GoGodotJam.com, and yeah, you can just check them, and that's it. And also the premium videos will also be available every single time. Hi Matt. Adrian, you're a graphic designer. No, my main background is in software development, in programming, but I do make my own thumbnails. I do make like a lot of stuff I do make myself, and also know a little Blender. So while I do not think I am a graphic designer, I do mess up with graphics a little. Sosa says, I look forward to the events. Yes, I also look forward for the events. I think they're going to be awesome. Sponsored, yes, John Ives is going to take part as a creator. By the way, John Ives prepared a special guide. So if you're struggling to find time for your game, or if you don't know how to structure your project to make the most out of your time, there is a free guide made from John Ives. It's on the first page, so I can quickly show it to you. I actually forgot to mention, but it's good that we can point it out. So if you go to the main page and scroll, improve your workflow guide. So basically, if you click this link, then you'll get up to this page, and it's a free ebook. It's actually from John Ives' personal experience. He struggled a lot with juggling a lot of work, a lot of stuff, and he found the fixes, and he now shares them for free with you. You just have to subscribe to this email. By the way, you also get the insider role in his Discord community. So if you're interested in that, you should check it out. By the way, it's on the main page of GoGodotJam. Just scroll, improve your workflow. Okay, coming back to this. Let's see now. Michael, I think there's plenty of basic tutorials. Amandeep, Adrian, should beginner go with C# or GDScript? Well, I mean, you should go with GDScript because once it looks familiar with Python, so you can actually find Python tutorials and learn Python first, and then you can start GDScript. And the second one, I think it's also important to know that there are more tutorials with GDScript. And also I like GDScript more. I did use C# a lot of years, so I do have experience with that. And if you get experience as a programmer, the language itself won't be so much important. Of course, if it's a higher level language, if it's like assembler or C++, then it might hinder you. Felipe says, I'm very interested in the marketing material. The subject should be discussed more. Yeah, if you have any marketing questions, I will have Godot game developers that will join for interviews, Godot game developers that released games. So we can ask them how they did their marketing or how much they made if they answer. I don't know. But yeah, we can ask them and see a lot of different opinions about this. Yeah, Lekan, also studying Python will benefit beginners. As I mentioned in my Jam scripts, I made a lot of scripts using Python that help the Jam. So I think it's really powerful. C# community is big than GDScript. Yes, it's bigger than GDScript, but I don't think it's bigger than Python. And it doesn't matter actually the size of the community that much if you get tutorials. I mean, like for Python, you get a lot of tutorials. I think it's a powerful, very powerful tool. And the stuff you can do with Python, it's much more easy. For example, like if you want to do a small script that packs a couple of files and sends them to each or uploads them to a different website, in C# you'll have to create an entire project for every single script that you need to make. Felipe says, yeah, learn both. I would say learn a couple of them, know them well, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because if you are an experienced programmer, you should not have any problems in switching languages because they are tools. And let's say you learn how to hammer some nails. And if you switch the hammer, you'll still know how to hammer those nails, right? So treat them as tools. Learn Python, learn GDScript, learn C#, and then move on. Okay, unlike C#, GDScript is actually made just for Godot. Yes, it is. It's made for Godot, and it's it's I think they took inspiration from Python. It's not Python. It's not based on Python, but it sure looks like Python for me. Okay, cool. Yeah, it seems like the messages kind of stopped. Maybe I can. Yeah, so Mr. Player. Yeah, I got a private message with recommendation to watch a video from Pixar. Yeah, I saw that one. It's the Godot for Power. Yeah, I know that one is great. If you're in the chat right now, please know that I watched it. Yeah, as Lucy Levin said, yeah, the concepts are quite similar, if not identical. I mean, you still have the basic control flow structures. You still have the statements. You have Amandeep, I'm not gonna share my LinkedIn profile, but the profiles that are public, you can find them on the official website GoGodotJam.com, and you can go to hosts, and in my at my name you can find the YouTube channel, which is this one, and also the Twitter, and also the Discord server. That one is not mentioned, but you can also join my channel's Discord server. So if you want to contact me later. Hi Matt, C#, I feel you should learn apart from Godot if you're starting out. Yeah, I'd say if you're just starting out with everything, just focus on one. Just focus on GDScript and learn it, and that's it. And don't learn a lot of stuff at the same time, because it will confuse you more than help you. So make sure, you learn a language first, and then move on, or not move on, depending on your preferences. Okay, so I don't remember. I think Spoon Sweet, or who asked about the funds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember exactly who asked about the funds, but yeah, the funds seemed to be updated. So who was asking about the funds? Now they're updated. Oh, Paul, I think. Paul was asking. Yeah. You're a lot in the chat, and I have to distribute myself to answer all your questions. So yeah. Now the funds are updated, so you can see here, like it's updated, so it should be fine. Okay. Yeah, C# is a general purpose language. Of course, it depends on what are your goals. If you want to get hired in working with Unity, of course, you might need to learn C# in Unity. But I do expect in the near future to have workplaces where people get hired for using Godot, as Tesla hired someone with Godot knowledge. I think as Godot grows, more people will search Godot developers. By the way, my coffee is finished already. So yes, if you have any other questions regarding GoGodotJam, by the way, the next event will be up soon, and you can check it on the main website, so you'll know where to go next. And I'm gonna quickly share my screen again. So in the events here on top, GoGodotJam.com, events, and then the second event is this one. For my time, it's 7 p.m. For your time, yeah, it depends on your time zone. It automatically gets converted in your time zone, so that's cool. If you have JavaScript enabled, that is. You can click on any creator. So if you click on any creator, you'll find out more information about them. You'll find out links for their social media, their channels, their work, and whatever they shared. So make sure you check them as well. Cool. I think yeah, it's still about the scripting wars and the language wars. Yeah, well, I want to show you the T-shirt one more time, like fully. This is how it looks. GoGodotJam. Though a personal opinion would be that this is my favorite as well, but I will feature the other one in case someone wants it, and I'll publish the results in the end to see which one was mostly bought by other people. I think this one will win, in fact. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? If someone is crazy, like informs Mr. Beast, then Mr. Beast like buys like 10,000 T-shirts, and then boom, the other one wins. So you never know. Anything is possible. But yeah, if you like this T-shirt, you can find it on the main page in the merch section or in this video down below. Also the merch link. Also, you can support the event either by buying any of the packs or by sharing it, liking it, subscribing to everyone's channel, and being part of the events and the community. Okay, if there are no more questions, I think I'll head out of the stream right now. Yeah, dark mode for programmers. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. With this said, I'll take my leave. I think it was a wonderful event. I'm super excited about the next events that we are going to have and about the game jam, because last time we had an amazing run of games, an amazing selection of games. And actually one other thing that I almost forgot. Some people did request for me to have an interview with some winners, and actually now we'll have some thank you Hyde and Amandeep. Yeah, we'll be having as interview guests the team that created Grow Your Way Out. So if you're interested in those, and to find out how they made their game. If you have additional questions, as I mentioned, you'll find a survey before, and yeah, that's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna have some awesome guests, but I really look forward for other events because you have great hosts. So you won't see just me, and with just this T-shirt, you'll see a lot of other people as well. But yeah, stay tuned. Also, by the way, I'm thinking of posting like small behind the scenes video on Facebook group. If you're interested in that, join the Facebook group. Link is down below or down on the main website. So you can join there, and in the group, I'll post some behind the scenes videos. So if you're interested in behind the scenes, yeah, it was kind of hard because on Twitter you cannot post, and on Discord you are not allowed to upload videos. So the only options that I could think of were Facebook or Instagram, and I kind of hate Instagram, so more than Facebook. So we're gonna go with Facebook for that. But yeah, if you want to see behind the scenes stuff, go on the Facebook group. And with this, now I'm gonna wrap it up, and thank you all for attending this event. Thanks for the great chat, and I'll see you in the next one. But meanwhile, I'll see you in the other events hosted by other people, because I'll be there as well. So see you everyone. Have a nice evening or morning or night, and talk soon. Bye.